Brooklyn was that a boom? Hiding.
Let's talk about this. China is in damage control mode after they put some type of ban on games. This is a little bit less pop culturally. It's a little bit more in depth. But that's what I kind of want to get into on this podcast. I feel like the more niche in depth, China is in damage control mode after its crackdown on video games sparked an $80 billion market meltdown. China's video games regulator announced new draft rules for online games last week. The announcement triggered a massive sell-off in gaming stocks. Yikes. Let's read this. Let's read this. Cuz this is really the type of stuff that's interesting, bro. Um let's have the shorty read it. Shorty. Shorty like mine. Baby, yes, I can I get a copyright strike for that? Addicted to how we kick it every day. Say to me, never do it with me so wicked. Hoping that you stay with me. Heard around the world, you ain't. Shout outs to Flagrant too, man. I love those guys, man. Good guys, good guys. All right.
China appears to be getting cold feet about its new restrictions on online games after an $80 billion market sell-off. On Friday, Chinese officials announced new draft rules aimed at limiting how much gamers could spend and restricting rewards that encourage them to spend more time online. The announcement was a surprise and ended up spooking investors and sending markets into a tailspin. Games giant Tencent saw its share price drop as much as 16%, while the stock of its rival NetEase tumbled a record 28%. Shares of the social media service Bilibili, which is popular with gamers, tanked 14%. Advertisement. These three stocks alone lost over $80 billion in market value on Friday after China's announcement, according to Bloomberg's calculations. Online game-related shares listed as far afield as the US and Paris also slid on the news. Investors seem to fear a resurgence of a harsh crackdown against the tech sector that started in late 2020 and continued through mid-2023. The crackdown weighed on China's economy, which has been struggling to stage a convincing recovery following nearly 3 years of on and off pandemic lockdowns. The regulator in question, China's National Press and Publication Administration, appeared to quickly walk back its restrictions. Advertisement. In an attempt to calm the market, the regulator said in a notice on Saturday that it would seriously study the industry's reaction and improve the draft rules. On Monday, the regulator announced it had approved 105 new online games, a likely sign that Beijing is easing up on its latest restrictions. The slate of approvals demonstrates the authorities' active support for the development of online games, the regulator said in an official WeChat statement on Monday. Crackdowns on online gaming in China aren't new. In 2021, Beijing barred those under the age of 18 from playing on weekdays and restricted them to 3 hours of gaming on weekends.
What the heck? In China, all you can do is play video games for 3 hours on the weekends if you're under 18. Yo, they're making soldiers over there, bro. They're making freaking soldiers, bro. What the heck? All right. So why? Dang. China appears in Friday. China's official announced new draft rules aimed at limiting how much gamers could. Sorry, y'all. How limiting how much gamers could spend and restricting rewards that encourage them to spend more time online. So China's gonna say, no, you can only spend $60 a month on video games. You can only spend X amount. Imagine if Joe Biden was like, yo, you can only spend $100 a month on video. $100 a month on video games, bro. How would y'all like that, bro? This is crazy. And this is what this is what often Republicans mean when they're trying to say how great this country is. Yes, it's great in compared to other countries. America is the best of the worst, but that doesn't mean it's good, okay? Like, and I'm not one of those guys who like, yo, this country's terrible. But what this country did do is it tried to cover up its shit. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to be on my Vivek Ramaswamy tip, but I'm talking about America, not as another citizen. This country has repeatedly the government, has repeatedly been caught trying to cover up its past mistakes um at the sake of often their offspring not realizing how terrible the terrible things they did to get to where they were. This country didn't wasn't formed from goodwill and hard work, bruh. This country was it was fought for. This country was not fought. Let's say this country was essentially I don't want to say because this can you own things? Did the people who were born here own it? I don't know. But long story short, this country people killed for the other people for this country. Innocent people were killed for this country by people who are not technically, innocent. Um so that's what people mean when this country say this country's bad. Oftentimes when they say so people who say that you can't oftentimes it's like a racial subliminal when they say they bring up how great this country is and whoever says this country isn't great hasn't been around the rest of the world. But here's the thing, if you've ever had terrible friends, you know that the best of the worst friend still not a good friend to have, right? I've done that before. I'm like, yo, this person, they're not a good person, but they're the best bad person I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anyone else to hang out with, so I'll hang out with this person. I always end up regretting it. That's kind of like where the position America is in. So I mean, I'm ready to go toe to toe as far as debate goes with these Republicans. And by the way, I don't even like the whole Republican Democratic divide. There doesn't need to be a divide. We're already divided as a world. Why should we be divided as a country? Um, I get it. People have difference of opinions, but we can find common ground and agree on that and keep it pushing, bro. We don't have to let our disagreements stop us from collaborating or furthering, furthering along the agenda. So that's a little bit about that. I mean, in response to this China In response to China, America is looking really good, but looks are deceiving, my friend. But still, the U.S. ain't on some limiting how much money you can spend via freaking on your games. So that's good. Shout outs to the U.S. And that's pretty shocking though to see. That's pretty shocking. Can we all agree that's pretty shocking?